life was amazing for me and my girlfriend. We had just got married and had a beautiful daughter. One morning, I left my daughter to watch TV while I made lunch. She would always watch this one show, Dora the Explorer. She was obsessed, so obsessed to the point where she had an entire bedroom themed around the show. We even bought her a bundle of Dora the Explorer DVDs from a car boots sale dirt cheap, but one stood out. I wish I hadn't watched it now, and that I'd just recycled it, for what I saw that day was more than I could handle. It was school week, and I was getting my daughter ready for school. "Dora, are you ready for a new adventure?" I said to my daughter. Of course, Dora wasn't her real name, but she believed she was Dora, and so we rolled along with it. Her real name is Mia, a simple and easy name to remember. I gave my daughter her Dora backpack with her lunch and school book. Every week, the students get to pick a new book to read, and Mia has read almost every Dora the Explorer book. She enjoys them so much, I bought her more from our local bookstore. The owner knows me all too well. "The new Dora the Explorer book just came out," she would say whenever a new one released. As much as I love my daughter, I would never let her see that strange Dora DVD, for I was afraid of what was on it. Finally, I got home. Mia wouldn't be back until 5 p.m, and my wife was busy doing the housework. I went into my daughter's room to check the DVD was okay for my daughter to watch. Last thing I want is her to watch it, only to find it's a jump scare. Some might think I'm just being paranoid, but what would you do in a situation you find a DVD with no cover? I opened the case to find a disc which read on it, Dora 001. I guess it referred to the episode, but why would someone make a copy of the very first episode? Thinking nothing of it, I put the disc into the player and pressed play. The episode started with the opening theme song, but it was out of tune. I shook it off as a terrible recording and continued. Yeah, that seems logical. As the opening scene passed, Dora and Boots would appear. Nothing seemed to be out of the ordinary, their faces were normal, and there didn't appear to be anything unsuitable for children. But that was going to change. As the episode went on, nothing happened until the scene with Swiper the fox. As Swiper was shooed away, things were still, which is odd considering Swiper would normally flee. Just then, Swiper did something no child should see. He took his rope and tied a noose to the tree. I knew that instant what he was going to do. I wanted to scream but didn't want my wife to see, so I kept quiet while it played. Swiper's eyes were now bleeding as he hung from the tree. I wanted to look away, but couldn't. Something was keeping me watching, keeping me curious. As the episode went on, it only got more disturbing. Dora and Boots eventually reached the bridge where the troll lived. The troll then jumped out at Dora and Boots and started singing his song. But once again, something was off. He was singing backwards, almost as if was summoning something. Just at that moment, Dora and Boots also began chanting. The episode started to go all wavy and dark. It was as if I was in a fever dream or tripping on drugs. Not that I know what that's like, but you get the idea. They all stopped chanting, and for less than a second an image flashed. I reversed to see what it was. I wish I didn't. What I saw was a photo of a mutilated child, and judging by the surroundings, a ritual. This brought me back to a time that I read on the internet something about a god, or specifically a cow god. Thaka meaning cow, by the way. This cow god would require child sacrifices. Was this connected somehow? So many questions running through my head. I couldn't think straight. It felt like my head was just wanting to explode, and I couldn't believe what happened next. And I know I said this before, but this was worse than anything that happened up to now. It read in blood red text on the TV some Japanese characters. I sent a photo to my friend who is studying Japanese in college. He texted back quickly telling me something that'll haunt me forever. Mia is next. Mia? No, it can't be. This has to be a different Mia. I couldn't shake the sudden realization though that it was referring to my daughter. I was so horrified, angry, upset. I couldn't wrap my head around what just happened, let alone how it made me feel. I did the only logical thing I knew. I ejected the disc and I destroyed it. I didn't want to see that thing again. I filed a report to the police, and they said they couldn't do anything about it. I was admittedly furious about this, but I kept my cool and said thanks. Even today, I can't wrap my head around it. The messages, the faces, Swiper hanging from the tree. I spent months in therapy to forget about it, though the memory still lingers in a deep part of my mind, taunting me.
Hello my good listeners, it's Morbid Fox. I would like to say a huge thank you for listening to my content. I would love it even more if you could share my content with your friends and family, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and curse that subscribe button. Remember, Morbid Fox is with you, always watching.